So make a note of this one. So Gauss law. Write down. So Gauss law, it gives the same result as Coulomb's law. Okay, ma? It gives the same result which we get with the help of Coulomb's law also. Clear? So what is Coulomb's law? Coulomb's law already we have studied. No? For example, these are two charges Q1 and Q2. They are separated by a distance of r. Then what is the force of interaction between them? F is equals to 1 by 4 pi E naught Q1 Q2 divided by r square. This is what we have studied. Clear? And similarly, at a particular point, if I want to calculate electric field, then electric field is equal to force experienced per unit test charge. This is called as electric field at a point number. And F value is how much? F value is equals to 1 by 4 pi naught Q naught divided by r square divided by Q naught. So with the help of Coulomb's law, I can calculate electric field at any point number. I can calculate electric field at any point. So same electric field I can calculate with the help of Gauss law also. Then what is the use of studying second law? Why we are studying this Gauss law? Already we can calculate electric field with the help of Coulomb's law. Reason is that Coulomb's law application becomes very easy in situations where there is some symmetry. Clear, no? Make a note of this one. So Gauss law application becomes easy in conditions of symmetry. Are you able to understand, ma? So wherever we have symmetrical conditions, in that condition, calculating electric field because of charged bodies will become very easy than applying the Coulomb's law. That is the advantage of Gauss law. Are you able to understand, ma? So therefore, now let us write the statement of Gauss law. So Gauss law says that the total flux coming out of a Gaussian surface is equal to 1 by E naught times the charge enclosed by it. It means what? It means Gaussian surface here. Are you able to understand, ma? So the total amount of flux which is coming out of a Gaussian surface, it is equal to what? It is equal to 1 by E naught times the charge enclosed by that Gaussian surface. Are you able to understand, ma? And here, what is meant by E naught? E naught is called electric permittivity, no? So Q divided by E naught becomes the amount of flux which is coming out of this Gaussian surface. Are you able to understand? So therefore, flux coming out is equals to Q divided by E naught, or I can write it as 1 by E naught times of Q enclosed. Clear, ma? So this we call it as Gaussian surface. Gauss law. Clear, ma? So previously already we have studied one equation for flux, no? Flux coming out of a surface is how much? Pi is equals to closed integration of E dash dot dA dash, or I can write closed integration of E dash dot ds dash. This already we have studied in the last class, no? Clear, ma? So if electric field and area, if they are regular, then directly I can write flux is equals to E into A into cos theta. Okay. So if area is not a regular area, it means if it is a closed area, then definitely we have to integrate. No? This is what we have done in the last class. So flux is equals to closed integration of E dash dot dA dash. This was the equation for electric flux. Clear, ma? Now this is another equation for electric flux with the help of Gauss law. So flux coming out of a surface is equals to 1 by E naught times of the charge which is enclosed by that Gaussian surface. That is the meaning of this one. Clear ma? Come on, make a note up to here, then we will further analyze this one. Here. So therefore, by combining these two equations of flux, what I can write? I can write, okay ma? So see. So I can write flux coming out. Flux coming out of a surface is equals to closed integration of E dash dot ds dash. ds means surface ma here, or you can write dA also, is equals to 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed by the surface. Clear ma? So this is the two equations for flux coming out of a surface. Clear ma? So closed integration of E dash dot ds dash also I can use. I can use 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed by the flux also I can write here. Clear? So let us try to understand this one with the help of an example. Clear ma? So let us see how this Gauss law is proved here. Actually how I got this relation. So which is called as proof of Gauss law. Proof of Gauss law. Are you able to understand ma? See ma, let us consider a small charge Q is present here. Clear ma? It's a small charge Q is present. So around this one I will draw a Gaussian surface. What is meant by Gaussian surface? So a spherical surface or three-dimensional surface which encloses this charge is called as Gaussian surface. The shape of this surface may be anything. Size of this surface may be anything, but it is a three-dimensional surface. So here it is looking in the shape of a shell. No? It is not a circle. What is this? It is a shell, three-dimensional shell, which is completely enclosing this total charge. Are you able to understand? Ma? Then what this charge will do? If I am taking a positive charge, around a positive charge, what will be present? Electric lines of force will be coming out of this positive charge, no ma? Total electric lines of force will be coming out of this positive charge. So this total number of lines only we can call it as flux. Are you able to understand? So for example, on this Gaussian surface, if I take a small area, area, clear ma? What is the area of this one? Area of this one I can indicate by dA dash. What is meant by dA dash? Very small amount of area. And what is the direction of area? Direction of area is always outward drawn normal, no? Direction of area should be what? Outward drawn normal. Clear ma? So this is an outward drawn normal to this small area of dA dash which I am taking. So in this small area, what will be the direction of electric field? Can you see? Direction of electric field will be in which direction? In the direction of electric lines of force only, no? So same will be the direction of electric field. Clear? So what is the angle between them? Angle between E dash and dA dash is how much? E dash and dA dash is 0. Clear ma? So therefore, flux, how I can write? Flux coming out of the small surface. Flux coming out. Flux coming out formula is integration of or d pi. Small amount of flux. Clear ma? So d pi is equals to E dash dot dA dash. This is the formula, no? Flux coming out of any surface, this is the formula. Flux is equals to E dash dot dA dash. Same I can write like this also. I can write E dA cos theta. I can write like this also, no? Theta value is how much? 0. Cos 0 value will become 1. So therefore, small amount of flux coming out of this small area is equals to E into dA. I can write up to here because cos theta is 0, cos theta value is 0, cos 0 value is 1. Clear? Now what I want to calculate, if I want to calculate the total flux which is coming out of this total Gaussian surface, now what I can do? Just I have to integrate on both sides, no? So to calculate total flux, what I have to do? Just integrate on both sides. Integrate on both sides. Clear ma? to calculate a total flux coming out of this total Gaussian surface, just I have to integrate on both sides. So integration of d pi coming out of a surface is equals to integration of E into dA. I can write like this, Nama? Clear? So therefore, d pi, this d and integration, they will get cancelled because they are reverse processes. So flux coming out of a surface is equals to, E is a constant, no? So E integration of dA, I can write like this. Okay. Now can you say what is meant by E integration of dA? So here again, dA means very small area, no? Integration of dA means? Integration of dA means what? Total area. Total area, no? What is the total area of this Gaussian surface? Let radius of this one, let it be r. Then total area will be? Total area of a sphere, 4 pi r square, no? So therefore what I can write? So flux coming out of a surface is equals to E into total area can be written as A. So flux coming out is equals to E into 4 pi r square. Clear, ma? So this is a point charge, no? Same. This one, amma. So this is integration and this is here, This is integration, this is differentiation. D means differentiation, no? D means very small, or you can call it as differentiation also. Clear? So integration and differentiation, always they are reverse processes. We can cancel them. Are you able to understand, ma? Here also same concept. Integration and differentiation, they are reverse processes. We can cancel them. Clear, ma? So E into 4 pi r square. Okay. Now here we have a point charge Q here. So because of this point charge, what is the electric field at this position? This point is at a distance of r, no? So at this point, what is the equation for electric field because of this point charge? How much? Already we have calculated, no? So flux E coming out is equals to, so what is the equation for electric field due to point charge? KQ divided by r square. R I can write 1 by 4 pi E naught Q divided by r square multiplied by 4 pi into r square. That's all, number. So 4 pi r square and r square will get cancelled. So what is the final terms which are remaining here? Q divided by E naught. That's it. That is what we have written in the previous condition, no? So flux coming out of a total closed surface is equals to 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed by that Gaussian surface. Clear, ma? Same answer I got, no? So flux coming out is equals to Q divided by E naught. So this is the proof of Gauss law. Clear, ma? Come on, make a note up to here. Phase that we will take, that we are going to study now. Clear, ma? So shape and size of Gaussian surface. So shape and size of Gaussian surface. Okay. See, consider this is a charge Q. Okay. So out of this charge, flux lines, that is electric lines of force, they will be coming out in every direction. No? They will be coming out in every possible direction. In total 360-degree direction, in total 3-dimensional space, electric lines will be coming out of this charge. Okay. So what is the shape of the Gaussian surface I can take? Okay. So what is meant by flux law, Gauss law? Flux coming out is equals to 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed by a Gaussian surface. So which surface I have to take? What is the shape of the surface I have to take such that this equation is satisfied? Circle, this one. This one, na? Okay. So if I draw this type of shape, if I draw a hollow sphere, this is not a circle, man. This is a hollow sphere, or you can say it is a shell. Clear? Then flux lines will be crossing this Gaussian surface, no? So every flux line which is generated at this charge, it must cross this Gaussian surface. Clear? So what if I take a Gaussian surface in the form of a rectangle? If I take a Gaussian surface in the form of a rectangle, then these flux lines, will they not cross this Gaussian surface? Definitely they will cross, no? Clear? And if I take a rhombus type of shape, or if I take an elliptical type of shape like this, then also they will cross. So whatever may be the shape of the Gaussian surface, that we are not concerned about. Gaussian surface can have any type of shape. Clear, no? Then what about the size of a Gaussian surface? Gaussian surface should have which type of size? How much size? Small size, big size? Huh? Any size it can have. What is the reason? Whatever may be the size of the Gaussian surface, every flux line which is coming out of this charge, it must cross the Gaussian surface. No? So definitely Gaussian surface is independent of shape and it is independent of size also. Clear, no? And this size and shape we will select according to our requirement. Are you able to understand? For example, this is a linear charge, a charge which is distributed on a straight line. Then we will try to take a cylindrical surface. Then what is the shape of the Gaussian surface we will take? We will try to take a cylindrical surface. Because this cylinder is at equal distance from this line charge number, so that we can solve the problem with the help of symmetry. Okay. Similarly, if it is a point charge like this, then we try to take a spherical surface, because area of a sphere I can calculate very easily. So shape and size of Gaussian surface, it depends on our choice of reference. Clear? So where I want to calculate the electric field. Clear? For example, if I want to calculate electric field at this point because of this line charge, then I will try to draw a Gaussian surface touching this line. Are you able to understand? Then very easily I can calculate electric field at that point with the help of Gauss law. Clear, Nama? So come on, make a note of this one. So here, what is the note point here we have to write? Shape and size of Gaussian surface. Shape and size of Gaussian surface is our wish. Is our wish. It means you can take any shape and any size of Gaussian surface. That is the meaning of this one. So first example is this one. Sima. A charge Q is enclosed. Charge Q is enclosed in a cube of side A. Clear, number? Then calculate flux coming out of cube. Flux coming out of cube. Clear, ma? Flux through one face of cube. Flux through one face of the cube. Clear, ma? So what is a cube here? This I can call it as a cube, no, ma? This is a cubical structure. Clear? So a charge is present here at the center of this cube, and the amount of charge is Q. And what is the side of this cube? Side of this cube is A. It means length is also A, breadth is also A, height is also A. Clear, Nama? Now, what is the first question is, what is the flux which is coming out of this total cube? Can you say, anybody? How much flux will be coming out of this total cube? So this point charge, continuously it will be generating electric lines of force, no? So what is meant by flux? Flux is nothing but total amount of electric lines of force, that's all. Clear, Nama? So therefore, total flux coming out of this cubical surface is how much? Anybody? Students in online? How can I calculate? Okay. Which is the, how can I draw Gaussian surface here? How can I draw Gaussian surface? Can you see? Here cube itself is a Gaussian surface, no? Here cube itself is a Gaussian surface. So therefore, total flux lines, total electric lines which are produced at the charge, they must come out of this total cube, no? they must come out of this total cube. So here what I can write, here I can write cube behaves like a Gaussian surface. Cube behaves like a Gaussian surface. That's all now. So what is the flux lines, what is the flux which is coming out of this total Gaussian surface? Flux coming out is equals to 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. This is the answer. Clear now? So charge is how much? Charge is Q divided by E naught. So this much amount of flux is coming out of this Gaussian surface. That's all. Clear? Now what is the answer for second question? Second question is flux coming through one face of the cube. So this I can take it as one phase, no? So A, B, C, D, this is one phase. So can you say out of this single phase, how much flux is coming out? Can you say? So just by your common sense, you can say the answer. Flux coming out of the total Q by 6 E naught, that's all. Q by 6 E naught. Why it is Q by 6 E naught? So flux through one phase. Flux through one phase is how much? Q by 6 E naught. Can you say what is the reason? Sima, total flux coming out is Q by E naught, no? And cube has how many phases? 6 phases. Then what is the flux coming out of each phase? Q by 6 E naught, that's all, no? Sima, this charge here, it is symmetrical to every phase, no? This charge present here, it is symmetrical to every phase. It is present at equal distance from every phase. Are you able to understand? So definitely through every phase, same amount of flux lines will come out. So therefore, flux through each phase will be 1 by 6th of total flux produced by this charge. Total flux produced is Q by E naught. So therefore, 1 by 6th of Q by E naught will be the flux coming out of any one phase. So through every phase, same amount of flux will come. Okay? Come on, make a note up to here. If I give one more question, how can I write the question? Let us see. Okay, ma? So, a charge is present here. This is a charge. So, charge is 3Q plus 3Q. Clear, ma? So, therefore, at a distance of, let this distance be at a distance of A. Clear, ma? So there is a laminar plate. Clear, ma? So there is a laminar plate. So whose width is 2A and whose length is also 2A. Are you able to understand, ma? So this is what kind of plate? Square plate. I can call it as a square plate, no? A square plate is present. Are you able to understand, ma? So whose dimensions are 2A and 2A. So this is a charge which whose magnitude is 3Q. It is present at a distance of A. Now the question is, what is the flux coming out of this, what you call square plate? That is the question. Can you say? So flux coming out of this square plate is how much? Can you say, ma? So how much flux will be coming out of this square plate? Any idea? Any idea? Say, ma. How much? Charge? Oh yes, definitely you can draw a Gaussian surface. Definitely you can draw a Gaussian surface. Clear, ma? So I want a flux coming out of this square shaped plate is how much? That is the question. How can I calculate? Anybody? Students in online? Dikshit, you are very, very late. Okay, ma? How can I calculate? Ma? See ma, here, what is the shape of this plate? Square plate, no? So, and what is the distance of the charge? Half of the distance of each side. This total side is 2a. So it is present exactly at a distance of a. So if I consider this one as one face of a cube, then actually this charge will be present at the center of the cube, no? Are you able to understand, ma? So if I complete a cube like this, clear? So this is a cubical surface. This is a cube. Clear? So which is the face we are taking? This is the face we are taking, no? So what is the side of this face? Side of this face is 2a. Then what is the center of this cube? Center of this cube will be at a distance of a only. So this is again just like this charge is present at the center of a cube. Clear, Nama? Then what is the flux which is coming out of total cube? Flux coming out of total cube is Q by E naught. That's all, Nama. Then what is the flux coming out of one face of the cube? Q by 6 E naught. Again same answer. That's all, no? So therefore, flux coming out of square plate. Flux coming out of square plate is how much? Q by 6 E naught. Again same answer. Clear, ma? So just you have not understood the symmetry here. If you had understood the symmetry, very easily you should have said the answer of this one. Are you able to understand, ma? So if you plate remaining all the square plates above this plate, then it will form a cube only, no? Clear? Total flux coming out of a cube is Q by E naught. Then through one phase it is Q by 6 E naught. Okay? Make a note of this. Okay, ma. Charge is here 3Q, no? So here also I have to write a 3Q. Here also I have to write 3Q. So total is how much? Q by 2 E naught. That is the amount of flux coming out of a square. Now one face of the cube. Any corners unnai? 1, 2, 3. Only 4 corners are there. Total 8. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So see, ma, have you understood this question, ma? So a charge Q is placed at one vertex of a cube. What is meant by one vertex of a cube? The point where two, what you call, sides they will meet. That is called as vertex point or one corner of a cube here. Clear, ma? Then first question is, what is the flux coming out of total cube? First question. Second question is, what is the flux coming out of one face of a cube? That is the question. Clear, ma? So cube has totally 6 faces, no? So then from each face of the cube, how much flux will be coming out? That is the question. Can you say anybody? Students in online, first of all, switch on your videos. Okay. Can you say, ma? So charge Q is placed at one vertex of a cube. Okay, ma? Then what is the flux coming out of this cube and what is the flux coming out of one face of the cube? How can I calculate? Any idea? See, ma, how can I draw a symmetrical surface to this one? See, first of all, if I look from this side, this is the face of the cube which I see, no? Are you able to understand, ma? If I look from this side, this is the face of this front face of the cube I am seeing. Clear? So where charge is present? Charge is present here. That's all, no? So above this cube I can place one more cube, no? Above this cube I can place one more cube. And just to the side of this one I can place one more cube, no? And to cover this one again I have to place one more cube. So 4 cubes I can place. But this cube, this charge Q, it is present on front face of this cube, no, ma? So charge, half of the charge will be entering into these 4 cubes. Remaining half charge will be coming out of this charge. All of you are able to understand, ma, what is happening here? Clear? I am taking the front face of this cube. This is the front face. If I look from here, this is the face which I see, no? Which face? I will see A, B, C, D. This face I will see. Clear? So I am drawing this A, B, C and D. Are you able to understand? So this charge produces electric lines in which direction? In total 3D dimension, it will be producing flux lines. Are you able to understand, ma? So this will be producing like this, like this, like this, like this, in this direction, and back of the board also, front of this board also. In total 3D dimension, charge will be giving out flux lines. Clear, ma? So I am taking this phase A, and above this cube, I am placing one more cube, one more cube, one more cube. So 4 cubes are present, you know. So the flux which is going into the back of this board, half of the flux will be entering board, no, ma? Half of the flux will be coming out of the board. Okay, ma? So with the help of 4 cubes, I have covered the flux which is entering into the board. Clear? Then what about half of the flux which is coming out of this board? I have to place one more 4 cubes, no? To cover the front face of this charge, one more 4 cubes I have to place. So totally how many cubes I have to place? 8 cubes I have to place. Then this charge will be covered symmetrically. Then a total Gaussian surface, symmetrical Gaussian surface will be created. Are you able to understand, all of you, what is happening here? Sima. So consider, listen carefully. If you are not listening properly, you cannot understand this one. Sima. Consider this is a cube. Are you able to see this one? Or better we take one square type of body is not present here. Okay, ma. So consider this is a square, this is a cube. Clear? So at the starting edge of the cube, we have this charge Q naught. Clear, ma? So on this cube, I am placing one more 4 cubes. Then charge, the flux lines which is going back of this charge. So that will be covered by these 4 cubes, no? Clear, no, ma? And towards the front also, this charge will be producing electric lines. To cover this one, again I have to place 4 cubes in front of this one. So totally how many cubes I have to place? Totally 8 cubes. And this charge will be exactly at the center of 8 cubes. Are you able to understand, all of you? Where this charge will be present? This charge will be present at the center of 8 cubes. Clear? Then total flux I can divide into 8 parts, no? Total flux lines will be entering into 8 cubes. So therefore, what is the flux through each cube? Flux through each cube. Flux through each cube will be how much, ma? Q by 8 E naught. That's all, no? Flux through each cube will be 8 E naught. Why? Because surrounding this charge, how many cubes are placing? 8 cubes we are placing. So above this one we are placing 1 cube. Clear, ma? On the side of this one we are placing 1 cube. Here also we are placing 1 cube. 4 cubes are completed. But where is this charge? This charge is present on the outside vertex, no? Clear, ma? So half of the flux will be coming out of the board also. To cover that remaining half flux, one more 4 cubes I have to place here. Clear? So totally how many cubes I have to place? 8 cubes I have to place. Then this charge will be exactly at the center of 8 cubes. Are you able to understand, ma? For example, how can we draw a diagram of this one? So consider. So this is the biggest cube. This is the bigger cube we are drawing. Clear? So like this. So our charge is present here. Clear? Now this total cube, I can divide this one into 8 cubes, no? So up to here, this one. Clear, no? So total at the back of this charge, 4 cubes are present. In the front of this one also, 4 cubes are present. So totally how many cubes? 8 cubes are present surrounding this charge. Clear? So therefore this becomes my total Gaussian surface. Are you able to understand? Now total flux produced is how much? Total flux produced is Q by E naught, no? According to Gauss law, total flux produced will be Q by E naught. Then what is the flux coming out of each cube? 1 by 8th of total flux, no? So Q by 8 E naught will be the flux which is coming out of each cube. So that is our answer for first question. Now we have second question also, no? What is the second question? Second question is, what is the flux through one face of a cube? Clear, ma? So actually this is the cube, and where we are placing this charge? We are placing this charge at one vertex. Here we are placing. Clear, no, ma? So the flux produced by this charge, can it enter A, B, C, D phase? Can it enter into this phase? No, it cannot enter. Why? The flux lines produced by this charge, it will be parallel to this phase. That's all, no? Flux lines which are produced by this charge, it will be parallel to side ABCD. So, through this phase, flux cannot enter. Clear, ma? Then, I will take one more phase. ABCD is completed, no? EF. Clear? Can flux enter into ABEF? Can flux enter into ABEF? No, here also flux cannot enter into this one. Clear? Because flux lines will be passing parallel to AB and EF. Clear, ma? Similarly, I will take one more phase. So, A, D, F, G, this phase. Can flux enter into this phase? Flux cannot enter into this phase also. What is the reason? Again, flux lines will be passing parallel to this phase. Are you able to understand, ma? So, out of total 6 phases, through 3 phases, flux cannot pass. Flux can pass only through remaining phases. Which phase? Flux can pass through this phase. Clear, nama? Flux can pass through this phase. And what is the one more phase we have? At the back of this cube, this phase is present, no? This phase is present, no, at the back of the cube. So, flux can pass into the other phase also. Are you able to understand, ma? So, out of total 6 cubes, only 3 phases are getting the flux lines. So, therefore, what is the flux received by each phase? Flux received by each phase. Clear, ma? So, what is the flux received by each cube first of all? Each cube will receive Q by 8 E naught. And 3 phases are there, no? Into 3 phases, equally charge will be, flux lines will be distributed. So, therefore, 1 by 3 of Q by 8 E naught. So, Q by 8 3s are 24 E naught. So, this is the flux received by each phase. Have you understood this one, ma? Come on, make a note up to here. Okay. So, here 3-dimensional. So, we are considering a cylindrical surface of radius r and length L, which is present in uniform electric field. So, then what is the direction of this cylinder and this field? Axis of cylinder is parallel to the direction of electric field. What is the meaning of this one? For example, if I take this cylinder, here this is called a cylinder, no? Clear? So, what is the radius of this cylinder? Radius of the cylinder is r. Clear? And what is the length of the cylinder? Length of the cylinder is L. Clear? Then what is the direction of electric field? Electric field is present in this direction. Okay, ma? So, this is the axis of cylinder, no? So, axis of cylinder is parallel to the direction of electric field. Then, what is the flux coming out of this cylindrical surface? So, how much flux is entering into this one? How much flux is leaving into this one? So, can you say, ma, how can I calculate? Anybody? See, ma, this total cylinder, I can divide this one into 3 surface areas, no? So, one is this end cap, which is in the form of a circle. This is one area, no, ma? And what is the area direction of this one? Area direction will be always outward drawn normal, no? So, this is the direction of area, A1, let us call it as. Clear, ma? Similarly, I have one more end cap now here. Clear? What is the direction of area of this one? Again, outward drawn normal. This is the direction of area. Are you able to understand, ma? Let it be A2 dash. Are you able to understand? Then this curved surface is also present, no? Curved surface. Curved surface, what is the direction of area? Here I cannot say the direction of area because this is a curved surface. So, what I will do? I will select a small area dA here on the surface of this curved surface. I will select a small area of dA. And what is the direction of this dA? Outward drawn normal, no? This is the direction of dA dash. Okay, ma? Now, at this end, what is the direction of flux? Flux will be in the direction of electric field, no? This will be the direction of flux. So, therefore, here how can I calculate flux through this first one? So, let us call it as the first surface. Clear, ma? So, flux through first surface is how much? So, it is E into A into cos theta, no, ma? E into A into cos theta. So E, area is so much, this is of the shape of a circle, no? Area of a circle, pi r square. Cos theta value is so much, 180 degrees. Because electric field is in this direction, area is in this direction, angle between them is 180 degree. Cos 180 value is -1. So flux through first surface is how much? Flux through first surface is minus E into pi r square. That's all, no? Similarly, what is the flux through second surface? So this is my second surface. So flux through second surface is how much? Again E into A into cos 0 this time. Clear, number? Because electric field and area both are in the same direction. Okay. So therefore E into area is how much? Pi r square into cos 0 is 1. So flux through second surface is how much? E into pi r square. This is the answer for flux entering through second surface. Now what about flux entering through this what you called small differential area dA? No, 0. Why it is 0? Because electric field is in this direction, dA is in this direction. So angle between them is how much? 90 degrees. Cos 90 value? 0. So flux cannot enter into this dA. Similarly, if you take any dA on this curved surface, so any dA is always perpendicular, no? This is the direction of dA. And electric field is always at an angle of 90 degrees to this dA. So flux coming out of this curved surface is how much? 0. So if I name this as a third surface, clear ma? So flux coming out of third surface is 0. Okay. So this is my answer. So flux entering into first surface is how much? Minus E into pi r square. Flux entering the second surface is how much? E into pi r square. Flux entering into third surface is 0. Now can you calculate what is the total flux? Total flux is 0. That's all, Nama. It means the flux, the lines which are enclosed or which are coming out of this, what you call cylindrical surface is 0. Why? So same number of electric lines are entering into this one and same number of electric lines are leaving the surface also. So flux which is coming out of this cylindrical surface is 0. That is the meaning of this one. So now can you say in which condition I can say flux is coming out of this cylinder? In which condition I can say flux is coming out of this cylinder? Or in which condition I can say net flux is entering into this cylinder? Very simple. See ma, here what I can write, I can say that if flux through second surface is greater than flux through first surface, then what is this condition, can you see? Flux through second surface means this flux, no? The flux which is coming out of this surface. If it is greater than the flux which is entering into the surface, it means net flux is coming out of this surface, no? Then in that condition I can say, net flux is coming out of this surface. Net flux is coming out of this surface. Are you able to understand, ma? Flux coming out of this surface, let it be some 1000 lines are coming out. Clear? Now how many flux lines are entering into the first surface? So let only be 800 lines are entering. Then totally how many lines are coming out of this surface? Net 200 lines are coming out now. So 1000 minus 800 is how much? 200 lines are coming out of this surface. Are you able to understand, ma? Then how can I calculate a charge enclosed by this what you call cylindrical surface? If some net flux is coming out, it means this surface is enclosing some charge. That is called as Gauss law, no? That is called as Gauss law. Then how can I calculate Gauss? Then how can I calculate how much charge is enclosed by this surface? Clear? All of you completed up to here, ma? Completed up to here, make a note up to here. Completed ma up to here? I am going to rub this one. See ma. Are you able to understand what we are discussing here? So let us consider 1000 electric lines are coming out of second surface and only 800 lines are entering into the first surface. Then totally net lines coming out of this surface will be how much? Net flux coming out. Net flux coming out will be how much? 1000 minus 800 is equals to 200 lines are coming, for example. Are you able to understand, ma? Therefore, how can I calculate charge enclosed? Charge enclosed. First of all, how can I calculate? How can I say that a charge is enclosed by this surface? If a charge is enclosed by a Gaussian surface, then only flux lines will come out, no? If, for example, if this is a Gaussian surface, are you able to understand, ma? Here there is some charge. If here there is some positive charge, what will happen? Some net flux lines will be coming out of this Gaussian surface. So here also same thing is happening, no? Only 800 lines are entering, 1000 lines are coming out. It means inside this Gaussian surface, definitely there is some charge, net charge. How can I calculate that net charge? How can I calculate that charge enclosed by this Gaussian surface? Very simple, we have Gauss law, no? So flux enclosed or flux coming out. Flux coming out. Flux coming out is how much? It is 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed. So how many flux lines are coming? 200. So 200 is equals to Q divided by E naught. So therefore Q is equals to 200 into E naught. That's all. Are you able to understand what is this Q? Q is the charge enclosed by this cylinder. Have you understood what we are doing? So through a Gaussian surface, net flux lines are coming out, no? That is accounted for charge enclosed by this Gaussian surface. So here 200 lines, net 200 lines are coming out. Total how many lines are coming out? 1000 lines are coming out. But 800 lines are entering also, no? So net lines coming out are only 200. So this becomes my net flux. Net flux always gives charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. That's all. Clear? Come on. Okay, ma? So this is about our charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. Okay. So let us do one more problem. Clear, ma? So let us draw a Gaussian surface. Clear, ma? So consider this is some Gaussian surface like this. So here I have plus Q2 charge minus Q1 charge plus Q3 charge plus Q5 charge minus Q3 charge. Are you able to understand, ma? Now can you calculate what is the flux? What is the flux coming out of Gaussian surface? Flux coming out of Gaussian surface is how much? Can you say? How can I calculate? So this is a Gaussian surface. Are you able to understand, ma? So minus Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 charge is present inside this Gaussian surface. And plus Q5 and minus Q3, they are present just outside the Gaussian surface. Then what is the total flux which is coming out of this Gaussian surface? That is the question. How can I calculate? Anybody? Anybody, ma? Students in the online, are you participating actively? Can you say what is the answer to this one? Clear, ma? So what is meant by Gauss law? Flux coming out is equals to Q enclosed divided by E naught. This is called as Gauss law, no? Clear, no, ma? So what is meant by Q enclosed here? It means we are supposed to take charges which are only inside the Gaussian surface. We are not concerned about charges which are present outside the Gaussian surface. What are the charges which are present outside the Gaussian surface? Plus Q5 and minus Q3. We are not concerned about these charges. We are concerned about the charges which are present only inside the Gaussian surface. So therefore, what is the flux coming out? Flux coming out is equals to plus Q2 plus Q3 minus Q1 divided by E naught. This is our answer. Okay. What is the reason for this one? Let us. Sima, for example, this plus Q5, it will be giving flux lines in every direction, no? It will be giving flux lines in every direction. So let us consider this Q5 is where it is present. It is present outside the Gaussian surface. So let us consider through this plus Q5, one line enters into this Gaussian surface. Then same line will leave this Gaussian surface also. It means a total number of lines entering will be equal to total number of lines leaving the surface also. So therefore, if 2 lines are entering, 2 lines will leave also, no? 3 lines are entering, 3 lines will leave also. So therefore, number of lines which are entering the Gaussian surface will be equal to number of lines leaving the Gaussian surface also. So therefore, what is the total flux enclosed by these lines? 0. Because if 3 lines are entering, 3 lines are leaving also. So we are not concerned about the charges which are present outside the Gaussian surface. We are concerned about only those charges which are present inside the Gaussian surface. Okay? So make a note of that point. So what is the note point here we have to write? So to calculate net flux, coming out of a Gaussian surface, clear ma? What we have to calculate? We take charges inside the surface. So we are not concerned about the charges which are present outside the Gaussian surface. Okay ma? So this is one important point which you should note down. Okay? For example, if I give a question like this. Okay ma? Which question shall I give you? See. For example, this is one spherical surface, this is another spherical surface. Are you able to understand ma? So here I have plus Q1 plus Q2 charge. Here I have plus Q3 charge. This is surface S1, this is surface S2. Can you say, first one, what is the flux coming out of surface S1? Second one is flux coming out of surface S2. Third question is, so if volume of S1 is covered, with a dielectric, K is equal to 5, then flux out of S2 is how much? That is the question. So these 3 questions you are supposed to answer. Okay ma? Come on, try to say the answer of these 3. So first of all, have you understood the question ma? So inside surface S1, 2 charges are present. So inside surface S2, how many charges are present? 3 charges are present. What are the 3 charges? Q3 is also present, Q1 is also present, Q2 is also present inside surface S2. So answer for first one is how much? Flux coming out of surface S1. So flux coming out of surface S1 is equals to Q1 plus Q2 divided by E0. That's all, no? Because the surface S1 is including only 2 charges. Clear ma? Second one, flux coming out of surface S2. What is the flux coming out of second surface? This second surface is enclosing 3 charges, no? So total flux coming out will be plus Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 divided by E0. That's all, no ma? Third question is, if volume of S1, so this total volume, if it is filled with a dielectric of K, then what is the flux coming out of S2? Are you able to understand ma? So if volume is filled with a dielectric, then flux will be Q by K into E0. This is the formula. Clear ma? Flux decreases by how many times? Flux lines will decrease by K times. K value is how much here? 5. That's all, ma? So therefore, what is the flux which is coming out of this surface S2? So flux coming out of surface S2 will be, what is the flux coming out of first of all due to surface S1? Due to surface S1, Q1 plus Q2 divided by 5 into E0. That's all, ma? Flux coming out of surface S1 is how much? Q1 plus Q2 divided by 5 E0. Then flux due to Q3 is also present, no? So plus Q3 divided by E0. This is how I have to write, no? Because in between S1 S2 there is no dielectric. Dielectric is present only in surface S1. Clear, no? So total charge enclosed by surface S1 is Q1 and Q2. So the total flux decreases by how many times? K times. K value is how much? 5. But this flux cannot reduce, no? Flux due to Q3 cannot reduce because here there is no dielectric. So this is our answer. Clear, ma? So this is another important point which you should remember. If volume is filled with a dielectric, then flux becomes Q by K into E0, where K is a dielectric constant of a material. Okay, ma? Dielectric constant is also called relative permittivity. Okay, the next class. So electric field is given 6 I cap plus 3 j cap plus 4 k cap. So calculate electric flux through a surface area of 20 units in YZ plane. Okay. So if area is present in YZ plane, then what is the direction of this area? Can you see? Area is directed in which direction? In this kind of conditions, area is a vector quantity, no ma? Area is a vector quantity. Then if it is lying in YZ plane, then what is the direction of area vector? Can you see? Anybody? X direction, because if it is, for example, this is y axis, this is z axis, then area is lying in this YZ plane. Then outward drawn normal will be the direction of area, no? So area will be along towards positive z axis. Are you able to understand, ma? So therefore, electric field can be written as 6 I cap plus 3 j cap plus 4 k cap, and area vector can be written as 20 I cap. This is how I can write. Clear now? Then what he is asking, flux. Flux is what? Flux is E dash dot A dash. So therefore, 6 I cap plus 3 j cap plus 4 k cap dot product of 20 I cap. Clear? So if vectors are given in component form and we are supposed to find out a dot product, then can you say what is the formula of dot product, ma? Formula of dot product. Formula of dot product. So A dash dot B dash is equals to x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap dot product of x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k cap. Clear? Can you say what is the dot product of these two? So x1 x2 plus y1 y2 plus z1 z2. This is the dot product of two vectors if they are in component form. Similarly, just you multiply x1 x2 here. This is x1 and this is x2. Clear, ma? So therefore 6 into 20, 6 2s are 12, 120 units. So 120 units is the flux. Okay, because in second vector component I cap and j cap terms are absent. So just I will get x1 x2. That is my answer. Okay, ma? Make a note. How can we solve, ma? So from 1 coulomb of charge, how many electric lines will come out? How can I solve this question? Can you see? Any idea? See, ma, for example, if it is a charge whose magnitude is 1 coulomb, just you construct a Gaussian surface. Clear, no? So electric lines of force will be coming out of this 1 coulomb of charge in every space which is possible. Clear? So therefore, flux coming out is how much? Flux coming out is equals to 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed by a Gaussian surface. This is Gauss law, no? Already we have discussed this one. So flux which is coming out of a Gaussian surface is 1 by E naught times the charge enclosed by that Gaussian surface. So therefore, 1 by E naught. E naught value is how much? 8.854 into 10 power minus 12. Clear, ma? So 8.854 into 10 power minus 12 multiplied by charge is how much? 1 coulomb of charge. Clear? So if you calculate this one, I will get the value of flux. Okay? So if I get the value of flux, how can I calculate how many number of lines are coming out of this Gaussian surface? Can you say, anybody? Okay, ma? So by using Gauss law, total flux coming out of a closed surface is equals to 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed by that Gaussian surface. E naught value is 8.854 into 10 power minus 12. Clear, ma? And multiplied by 1 coulomb. So this is the amount of flux. Now how can I calculate number of electric lines of force? Can you say, anybody? Anybody, ma? See, ma, here what is meant by flux here? Flux is nothing but number of electric lines only, no? Flux and number of electric lines of force both are same. So here if I do this calculation, what is the flux number of flux value I will get is 1.129 into 10 power 11. 1.129 into 10 power 11. So this is a flux. Flux is nothing but number of electric lines of force. Clear, ma? So these many electric lines of force will originate from 1 coulomb of charge. That is our answer. Okay. So can you say, ma, how can I calculate this one? So a positive charge of 17.7 microcoulombs, it is placed at the center of a hollow sphere of radius 0.5 meter. So calculate flux density through the surface of the sphere. So flux density means what? Can you say, anybody? Flux density. Flux density means flux per area, flux per total surface area, that's all. Clear, number? So therefore, first of all, how can I calculate electric flux? See, ma, here, what is the sphere? So this is the charge 17.7 microcoulombs, and this is a hollow sphere which is having a radius of 0.5 meter. That's all, number. So if this is sphere only, I will consider as my Gaussian surface. Sphere itself I am taking to be my Gaussian surface. Then what is the flux which is coming out? 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed by this Gaussian surface. So therefore 1 by E naught into charge is 17.7 microcoulombs. No? So this is the amount of flux. So I can write 1 by 8.854 into 10 power minus 12 multiplied by 17.6, so 10 micro means 10 power minus 6 coulombs. Clear? So therefore flux density is nothing but flux per surface area. Flux per surface area. Clear, ma? So flux already we have calculated 17.7 into 10 power minus 6 divided by 8.854 into 10 power minus 12 divided by surface area. What is the formula for surface area of a sphere? Surface area of a sphere. This is a sphere, no? What is its total surface area? 4 pi r square. Clear, ma? 4 pi r square. So just substitute these values. That should be our answer. Radius is already given as 0.5, no, ma? So just to substitute them, then the answer which you should get is 6.4 into 10 power 5. 6.4 into 10 power 5. Units of this one will be newtons per coulomb. Okay, ma? Newtons per coulomb. That is our answer. Okay. Can you see? How can I calculate? Try to think. Try to think, ma, all of you. How can I do this problem? Okay. So initially, this is a line charge, no? Line charge means what? Line charge means electric lines will be traveling in a straight line. This is the direction of electric lines of force. Clear? This will be the direction of electric lines of force. Are you able to understand, ma? So definitely, so only these number of lines, which is equal to the length of this sheet, only those number of lines will enter into the sheet, no? First point. Clear? So here what is the point? We know it is an infinite thread. It means the length of the thread is very long. Length of the thread is very long. Are you able to understand? But how many number of electric lines will enter into this sheet? Only those number of electric lines, so which is equal to the length of this L. Length of this sheet is L, no? Only the number of electric lines which are present in L number of this thread of sheet, thread of this wire, only this number of lines will enter into the sheet. Clear, no? And this sheet, this line of charge, it will be giving electric lines in which direction? This line of charge, this thread of charge, it will be giving electric lines in which direction? Can you see? X direction. No, it will be giving lines in every direction. Because, for example, if it is a positive charge, it will be giving electric lines in every direction, no, ma? Clear, no? Similarly, this is the directions which I see. If I see from the top, if I see from top view, if I observe this passing of lines from the top view, then this is what I see. So in every 360-degree direction, electric lines will be passing. Okay, ma? Now sheet is present somewhere here. This is the sheet. So will all these electric lines pass into this sheet, or only some electric lines will pass into the sheet? Only some electric lines, only this number of electric lines will pass into the sheet. Remaining electric lines cannot pass into the sheet. Are you able to understand, Amma? Up to here it is clear now what we are doing. So if it is a line charge, then this is the direction of electric lines. So electric lines will be going in this direction, they will be coming in this direction, in this direction, in this direction. Similarly, back of the board also electric lines will be traveling. So if I observe from here, this is what I see. Okay, but sheet is present somewhere here, no? So all electric lines cannot enter into this one. Only some electric lines will be entering into this sheet. Are you able to understand, ma? Okay. So therefore, first of all, how can I calculate the total flux produced by this L length of the line charge? Why we are taking only L length? Because length of this sheet is only L, no, ma? So only L effective length of electric flux will be passing through the sheet. So therefore, for L length of line charge, clear, ma? Charge possessed by this one is how much? Charge possessed. How can I calculate? Okay, ma? So for L length of this line charge, how much charge will be present? How can I calculate? Charge density is already given, no? What is meant by charge density? Charge density means charge per unit length is called charge density. Okay, ma? And how much length I want to take? I want to take L length of this line charge, because only electric lines only because of L length of this sheet only will pass through the sheet. L length of line charge only will pass through the sheet. So therefore, charge will be equal to lambda into L. Can I write like this? So in this L length of this line charge, how much charge will be present? Q is equals to lambda into L. This much amount of charge will be present. Are you able to understand, ma? Okay. Now, around this line charge, this is the line charge, ma, whose effective length, how much length I am taking? L length only. It is having actually infinite length. Actually, it is having infinite length. But how much length I am taking? Only L length. So around this L length, if I construct a Gaussian surface like this, okay, then through this Gaussian surface, how much flux will be coming out? Can you say? Are you able to understand, ma? This is the line charge. Electric lines will be traveling in straight line, no? So around this total line charge of length L, how much flux will be coming out? Flux, how can I calculate? Yes, that's all. Clear, Nama? So by Gauss law, flux formula is what? 1 by E naught times of the charge enclosed by this Gaussian surface. That's all, no? So therefore, 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed by Gaussian surface is how much? Q. Q is equals to lambda into L. So lambda L divided by E naught. That's all, Nama? So this is the total amount of flux which is coming out of this line charge in every direction. Are you able to understand? First of all, make a note up to here, then we will continue. So we have calculated this much amount of flux is produced by L length of this line charge. Okay. And this flux will be in which direction? Flux will be in total 360-degree direction. No? Flux will be traveling in every direction. Are you able to understand? So therefore, out of this total flux, sheet will receive how much flux? That is important. No? Are you able to understand, ma? So if I observe from the top, if I take the top view of this diagram, then how can I draw a diagram? For example, this is line. Line is like this now. How I am taking the line, ma? Line is like this. Are you able to understand? Okay. So flux lines will be coming in every direction. No? Flux lines will be traveling in every direction. Where is my sheet? My sheet is present here. Okay. So if I look from the top surface, what is the length I will see? Will I see length L or will I see width W? What do I see? So if this is the line charge, clear, ma? This is the sheet which we have drawn, no? This is the sheet which we have drawn. So this length is given as W, this length is given as L. That's all, no, ma? So if I observe from here, if I observe from the top view, then this is the sheet which I am drawing. So is this the length of the sheet or is this a W, width of the sheet? Width of the sheet only, no? If I observe from the top, this width I will see. This length I cannot see, no? So this is the width W of the sheet. Clear, ma? Then how many electric lines will pass into this one? These many electric lines will pass, no? Are you able to understand, ma? So only these many electric lines can pass into the sheet. Remaining electric fields, they will go into the space. Okay. So therefore, how can I calculate this length? Let us consider this total angle to be angle theta. So here flux lines are produced in total 360 degree angle, no? Flux lines are produced in how much angle? Total 360. Out of this total 360, how much theta I am receiving? Only this much value of theta I am receiving. So therefore, can I write like this? Flux received by sheet is equal to total flux is how much, ma? Just now we have calculated, no? Lambda into L divided by E naught only, no? This is the total flux multiplied by theta divided by 2 pi. Can I write like this? Flux received by the sheet is, I am writing a relation like this. Can you say why I can write a relation like this? Anybody? Are you following, ma? What is this lambda L divided by E naught? Total flux produced by the sheet of a length L. Clear, ma? So out of this flux received by the sheet, what I am doing? I am multiplying by theta by 2 pi. What is meant by theta by 2 pi? Theta by 2 pi, it is the fraction of angle, no? Fraction of angle. So if I write 2 pi by 2 pi, 2 pi by 2 pi means 1. It means total flux will enter into the sheet. But only theta value of flux is entering, no? So theta by 2 pi will give fractional angle. Fractional angle multiplied by total flux will give fractional flux. Only this much amount of flux I am receiving. Okay, ma? Then theta value, is it known to me? Theta value I don't know, no? So first of all I should calculate theta value. How can I calculate theta value? Let us see. Clear, ma? So this is the sheet of charge. So flux is entering like this. Clear, ma? So let us divide this figure into alpha and alpha, where alpha plus alpha 2 alpha is equal to theta. I can write like this, no? Into 2 equal halves I am dividing. Why I am dividing into 2 equal halves? Because I can construct a right angle triangle. I can construct a right angle triangle. Clear, no? So this length is W, no? Width only, no? If I look from the top surface, width only I am seeing. If this is width, what is this one? This is a W by 2, no? This is a W by 2. Then what is this length? My line charge is present here. Sheet is present at what distance? Sheet is present at a distance of R. Already it is given, no? Sheet is present at a distance of R. So in this right angle triangle, I have opposite side, I have adjacent side. So I can take a tan alpha, no? Tan alpha. Tan alpha is equals to how much? Opposite side divided by adjacent side. So therefore, alpha value is how much? Alpha value is tan inverse of W2 divided by R. But I want 2 alpha, no? So 2 alpha is equals to theta is equals to 2 tan inverse of W by 2 divided by R. That's all, no? So I calculated theta value, no? Now substitute in that relation. So therefore, flux received by the sheet is how much? Lambda into L divided by E naught multiplied by theta value is how much? 2 tan inverse of W by 2 divided by R divided by 2 pi. So this much amount of flux is received by this sheet. That is our answer. Okay, ma? Come on, make a note of this one. So, any idea, ma, how can we do this problem? So this is a cube, okay, ma, which is present in an electric field which is varying according to this relation. Okay. It means electric field, is it increasing with x value or is it decreasing with x value? Definitely increasing, no? Ax square, x value increases, electric field also increases. So if electric field strength is increasing, it means that the charges are also present somewhere here on this line. Clear? It means this cube is also enclosing some charges. So electric lines of force will increase only if charges are present, no? It means inside this cube also, charges are arranged in a particular order such that electric field is continuously increasing according to x value. Are you able to understand, ma? Then this is the arrangement of cube. then what is the amount of charge which is enclosed by this cube? Inside this cube, how much charge is present? Charge must be present, then only electric field can increase. Okay, ma? Come on. See how can I do this problem? Okay. So, first of all, charge enclosed, how can I calculate? Flux coming out is equals to 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed, no ma? 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed. What is this law called as? Gauss law. That's all, no ma? So, flux enclosed coming out is equals to 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed. Clear? So, therefore, how can I calculate flux coming out of this Gaussian surface? So, flux will be entering also, no? Similarly, flux will be leaving also. If flux entering is equals to flux leaving, then total flux will become 0. Net flux will become 0. So, first of all, we have to calculate if total flux is 0 or not. Clear, ma? For example, if I take E value here, where at the starting of this cube. Clear, ma? So, at here let E value be E1. And here at the edge of the cube, when flux is leaving this cube, here let E value is E2. So, how can I calculate E1 value? E1, how can I calculate? E1 is equals to A into, here what is X value, ma, at this position? X value is A, no? So, instead of X, what I can write? A square plus B by 2. So, this is the magnitude of electric field at this position. Are you able to understand, no? Then at the same position, what is the direction of area? Here, what is the direction of area? Area of the cube, area of one face of the cube. Area is always outward drawn normal, no? Area is always outward drawn normal. So, this is the direction of area. That's all, no? So, area is in this direction, flux is in opposite direction. Sorry, electric field is in opposite direction. This is the direction of electric field. This is the direction of area. Area is how much? What is the formula for area of a face of a square? Face of a cube? Cube means A into A. Length into breadth, no? A into A is A square. That's all, no? So, therefore, flux entering. Here flux is entering the cube, no? Flux entering, how can I calculate? E dash dot A dash. This is how I can calculate, no? So, E value is how much? E value is A cube plus B by 2 multiplied by area is A square. And what is the angle between E1 and A? 180 degrees. They are in exactly opposite direction, no? So, cos 180. Cos 180 value is how much? Cos 180 value is minus 1. So, flux entering is how much? Flux entering is equals to A power 5 plus A square B by 2. So, total I will get minus symbol. Why minus symbol? Cos 180 is minus 1, no? Okay. So, I got answer up to here. Okay. So, next, how can I calculate flux leaving? Flux leaving, where shall I calculate? Space, is it present? Okay, I will calculate here. Are you able to see, Nama? So, flux leaving, how can I calculate? Flux leaving. Flux leaving again, E2 dash multiplied by area, Nama. First of all, E2 value, how can I calculate? E2 value, how can I calculate? This is the flux, no? This is the electric field, no? So, at this position, what is X value? A plus A, 2A. That's all, no? So, substitute here. So, E2 is equals to A into 2A whole square plus B by 2. So, total it is how much? Total it is how much, ma? So, E2 is equals to 4A square plus 4A cube plus B by 2. Clear, no, ma? So, therefore, flux leaving is equals to how much? So, 4A cube plus B by 2 into area. Area is A square only, no? A square. And cos 180 or cos 0? Cos 0. Why cos 0? Electric field is in this direction. Area is also in this direction. No? This is the direction of area on this side. Clear, Nama? So, total how much? Flux leaving is equals to 4A power 5 plus A square into B by 2. This is the flux leaving this surface. Okay. So, flux entering is how much? minus a power 5 plus a square into b by 2. Flux leaving is how much? 4a power 5 into a square into b by 2. So which one is greater? Flux entering is greater or flux leaving is greater? Definitely flux leaving is greater, no? If a flux leaving is greater, it means when compared to electric lines which are entering, flux leaving is greater. It means that what is the net flux here? Net flux, how can I calculate? Are you able to see this one, ma? So net flux, how can I calculate, ma? So flux entering plus flux leaving. This is the net flux, no? Clear, no, ma? Flux entering is how much? Minus a power 5 plus a square. For this also I will get minus, no? So minus a square into b by 2 plus flux leaving is how much? 4a power 5 plus a square into b by 2. So a square into b by 2, a square into b by 2 will get cancelled, no? So 4a power 5 minus a power 5 is how much? 3a power 5. So I got answer up to here. So this is the net flux which is coming out of this Gaussian surface. This cube only I can take as a Gaussian surface, no? So net flux coming out is how much? 3a power 5. So actually what we are supposed to find out? Charge enclosed. Charge enclosed, now I can use this relation, no? Clear, no? So therefore, where shall I calculate? Okay, well, first to make a note up to here, then we will calculate. Charge enclosed, no? So by Gauss law, what I can write? By Gauss law, flux, net flux coming out of the closed surface or Gaussian surface is equals to 1 by E naught times of charge enclosed. Clear? So I want a charge enclosed only. Charge enclosed is how much? So net flux which is coming out multiplied by E naught. So net flux is how much? 3a power 5 into E naught. This is my answer. Okay? That's all.